Hi, and welcome back. Now, first off, I would like to assure you that I actually do know how to play this game. Like I said, I do work on a much better channel with a much better production, and you know, everything there is better because it's not just me working on it. And I have the link to that in the description, and everything is like so much better over there because the other person I'm with actually knows what the heck they're doing in junk. But there's that. Second of all, I did mix up the names pretty horribly. The names of the characters that I was talking about were not only wrong, but completely and totally backwards in most cases, so hope you can forgive me for that. So, allowing me to correct myself, the character that I'm playing as now is Wilson. And he's a sort of unethical scientist who did a lot of experiments on things that people wouldn't necessarily agree with. And that's how he got trapped in here. He was lured here by Maxwell, the guy you saw in the beginning, the tall guy with the tuxedo. And if you can make it to the end of the story play with any character, they will switch places with Maxwell, and Maxwell will be allowed to roam the open game world, and you can play as him forevermore. Why did I just do that? I seriously do not realize why I just did that. Ugh. Now, you're probably wondering who the hell Maxwell is. Well, Maxwell was a stage magician. And, well, he wasn't very good. Which is where his problems come from. You see, he was in fact so bad that nobody ever wanted to watch his show. Nobody liked him, nobody took him seriously. So one day he decided, well, I'm gonna go as big and as bold as I ever possibly could. As I ever possibly could, and I'm going to use black magic. I'm going to use the dark arts in my act, and everyone's gonna love it. And he was right. Everybody did love it, and he became really famous and really rich and powerful. But the creatures of whatever realm he tapped into didn't like that very much. So, on what was supposed to be his biggest, most grand performance ever, the creatures that do this realm, the land we're currently in, the creatures that control this realm, sucked him in to this realm and started holding him prisoner. Why they do this, we are never fully explained. But since then, he has been working to trap other people in this realm, apparently under the behest of the creatures that are now controlling him. So technically, he is the bad guy of the game and of the series, but in many respects, he's really not, because he's being forced against his will to force others against their will. like I said, our dear friend Wilson, right here, this guy, was an unethical scientist trying to make the latest and greatest breakthrough, and he couldn't, so Maxwell managed to communicate with him through a radio and some other equipment that happened to be lying in his laboratory, and said, if you build this, I can give you all the knowledge you'll ever need for anything. And he fell for it, and that's how he got stuck here. There are other characters with their own stories and their own reasons for being here, some of which aren't quite as clear. And here we have the nighttime phase, which for now is just going to be a lot of sitting by the fire. Like I said, I'm actually much better at playing this game than it looks like. This is off to a bad start, but I can pull this one up. Trust me, I've done worse. Those of us at the Fort Nerd Productions. Ooh, ugh. Sorry about this. Just really frustrating. I know how to play this game, I know how it works, and I just look like the biggest idiot and the biggest loser possible. But things just haven't worked correctly for a while. And I'm trying. It will start becoming clear at some point, but it's probably going to take a couple of episodes to get there. But there's like a ton of neat stuff you can do, and not a lot of people realize it. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to do this. Also because the people at Clay, they don't really mind if you do Let's Plays, as long as you have, you know, a clear and concise commentary. Which, let's face it, I kind of don't. But I swear that will come with progress in the game. This. So let me talk about these random things here. You'll know them because they're specifically labeled thing. But these things are a part of a machine called the Pain Randomizer. And every map has these certain items scattered about it that are labeled as things. So you take them to the Pain Randomizer, and you basically put the machine back together, and it does stuff. Now, admittedly, for as good as I actually am at playing this game, I've never actually seen what the Pain Randomizer does. In fact, I'm fairly certain I've never collected all of the parts in one single playthrough in order to be able to tell you how many parts there are. But that does something very special, and apparently it's really good to have, but I haven't gotten to that point yet. Okay, one more. And bam. There. Now I have all the scientific doodadery that I would need to do things that I would need to do. Speaking of which, very important, very, very important, the lightning rods. Okay? Lightning rods, you need those. So you get yourself some cut stone and some extra gold, and you build at least one. You seriously need these because during the storms, things will get struck with lightning and they will burn and your entire base will be destroyed. I've had it happen. It's not good. More importantly, you might want to consider putting more than one of these around your world in general just to soak up the lightning, especially in places where you go a lot. Because lightning striking a forest can lead to some very bad things. Namely, giant, nearly invincible creatures coming after you because you're destroying the woods and they don't like that. Now, you see I have the pine cones here. I'm usually very specific about what I do with my pine cones. See, you need stuff. And you need stuff like coal, right? And forgive the clatter in the background. A lot of you are asking, well, how do you get coal? Because this isn't Minecraft. You don't just make a furnace and burn wood. No, you don't, but you do still burn wood. And I'll show you how when these trees grow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I generally plant the darn tree. I generally burn 12 of these at a time, you know, just because it's a convenient number and it lets me do most of the things that I want to do, if not all. But trust me, you want to have this in a place far enough away from your base camp where it's not really going to affect anything, because it can get very hectic very quickly. I'm gonna need a new axe. Luckily, I happen to have the materials for that on me. So, I bet a lot of you from last time were wondering about the actual story for the game, and to put it mildly, the main game that everybody plays and says is so difficult is basically free play mode. This is you playing under the rules of the game, and there's nothing special or modified about it. And that's my time, so I'll have to explain that to you guys at another point in time. Oh dear. Yeah, this isn't going so well so far. I'll see you guys again later, and hopefully I'll be able to straighten myself out just enough to where you actually understand what's going on. But for now, I should go.